Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to PCM22 Classics Puncher. This is episode 32. We're into a difficult situation. It's a race we are expected to win. It's got a slight cobbled run in on a otherwise sprint finish here for Trobro Leon, but I've had the unfortunate -5 draw, something I've had a bit too often in this series in particular. Lot of -5s, -4s, -3s, the occasional +3, +4, but very infrequent on that end. 34K to go on this one. They expect me to win it, and I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. But the peloton is shrinking as we're chasing a large breakaway that was given a substantial lead. But as we're chasing, that -5 is costing me in so many areas. Stamina, resistance. My flat rating is way down. My sprint, -1. So, there's still a chance. The cobble rating, a -377, is still a decent rating for that one. And with the short cobbled sectors, it's going to be very possible to get through there, as LaCroix is doing a lot of that chasing right now. I already finished water. But Calmajon is going to get water again because Bowden and I don't have it, so whoever was on the task quit before they finished. La Hoituze was, I think, the guy who was on it, and he was a little low on energy, but I'm down to just 2 riders for the final run-in. Don't know what happened to Oss, as Oss was comfortably towards the front end of the peloton and had plenty of energy left, so not sure how that happened, but here we are. So with the breakaway caught, there's 54 left. Calmajon and LaCroix are coming. Let's get one of them on protecting me and get Calmajon up on my wheel and Bowden. Just do your own thing, because you don't really have much left in the tank there. Yeah, I want to wait for the first cobbled sector to start kind of coming forward here. But near gap forming on that one in a couple occasions there. As you see, there is definitely a little bit of undulation, and I think it's time now. Let's set up our mini train. Too far back as he's just starting to recover. LaCroix, Calmajon, yeah, we'll go that order. It's only one change of position amongst them, and then LaCroix is going to start having a ride forward as Calmajon comes through, gets in position, and it's 7K to go, 3-star, quick, very, very quick cobbled sector, and that's why I was saying that cobble rating not as big of a deal today. Now, 4 riders have actually gone clear, Magnus Court among them, and 5K, it's definitely time to use that last gel. LaCroix is done. So with 4.6, my lead out guy, Calmajon, is not looking great for the remainder on this thing. Watson also up there, 3.7, pushing a little harder with Calmajon now to keep a front position for us. 3K to go. Technical throw here. It's that same short cobbled sector as Calmajon goes, and now I go 1.7 out. But we're going to try to use that cobbled sector to get out and continue on. Red bar's gone, but we are going to have the yellow bar to keep pushing for the line, contested by another guy without red bar, and we hang on for the win. Watson comes in for third. Garcia Cortina in fourth. Magnus Court in fifth. Jake Stewart in sixth. We got the win. So well done there. Really did not think we would do that with that -5 race day condition. The red bar was gone in an instant, but we have plenty of yellow bar. And by going early and going in the cobbled sector, we opened a gap over chasers. We caught that small break immediately and then opened that gap. And we flew through that cobbled sector faster than any of the others could, besides the guy who was right there with us, but his red bar was gone as well. And yellow bar wise, sprint wise, I was still able to outsprint him to the finish line, and nobody else could catch back up to us in the end. So it was enough. We come away with yet another victory. The time has come to really push through this season. There's not much left on the calendar that suits us terribly well, and so we are going to go hyperspeed with a lot of quick sims, which means I will get less XP. But the turn of the month at this stage is where I get majority anyway, unless we're winning races. And without profiles that suit us, we're not going to win a whole lot more. So I'm already straight into the middle of the Tour de Suisse, and even though there are punchy stages, they're not suitable punchy stages through most of this. And this one is intriguing. We're going to try something, see if it works. It may not. My teammates surrounding me are in wonderful race day condition, and you've got some pretty serious climbers out here as we are going to have a go. Somebody did not get water. I just set the team up for this a little bit ago, so it was not necessarily on me that we are under the circumstances that we are now without water, but it's a little late for it as we are now just 10k away from the climb, and the climb's only 3k, so you've got to get on with it fairly early, sooner rather than later for sure. Breakaway has nearly been reeled in. They will be here shortly enough. GC is not a factor. There's a time trial. There's mountain stages. There's already been some significant time gaps with a time trial early on as well. So 110 riders, and we are now set to go. So we're going to put that foot down in preparation to get out front at the base of the climb. We're going to try to be bold and see if it pans out. I do have the +3, which is exactly what my expected is. That's not a bonus. That's a 0 draw. I do have a fitness peak, and this was one of the objectives that the team set for me at the start of the year. And as we're at the base of the climb, we are now going backwards. 110 riders. Haven't done anything yet.
The riders are in a portion above 10%. Only a few riders are capable of following
1.6k. Farron, drop behind me, please. That was why I wanted you to drop behind me. Back together there. Okay, 1.1k. Hitting into that red bar here pretty quickly. And Rodriguez is done. We have 700 meters. What my intent... I don't have the red bar for it anymore. My intent was to break away about now. I don't have anything left to attack with. Nothing left to attack with. We're going to have to just sit on. Guillermo's leading this out.
The riders are entering the last 15 kilometers of the stage. They're moving along at a fair lick. You just got to hang on.
See how Guillermo's riding away.
Bendigo goes into the attack.
Bendigo, that was for the KOM, it looks like. Farron looking really strong, and we have split off. We've split off the chasers. Farron, Rodriguez, Vacalin. Change the order. Let Farron. He'll close it down. And that little breather gives me that chance. We have a 16-second advantage. Back together now at the front. 20-second advantage on Guillermo's, and Guillermo's is done. So, Farron is going to go back to following. Guillermo's try to break toe. Look behind us for a second. What's it looking like back there? Big splits behind too, so we've got a great chance. Oh, wow, they caught us really fast. Okay. How many guys are going to be able to push on? 8k to go. I've recovered that red bar enough to be able to sprint. $7k to go. Pushing on. There's about 3k flat at the bottom of this.
The finish finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
4K to go. Vauquelin's done. Gel and onto Ferron. $3K to go. He could sprint, but we're onto the flat. I just want him giving me this good strong lead out. 2K. Now he can sprint. And on my own, side by side, Redaloo can't hang with me. We got the stage win. Redaloo actually hangs on for second. Pedersen gets third. Demar, Koij. Good result. And we've moved forward to the National Championships, the road race. Huge breakaway. I'm really nervous about them getting away and staying away. For now, it's 4 minutes and counting, and that gap is getting bigger by the minute. It's getting... I'm getting nervous about how big that is. For now, instead of protecting, I have Ackerman following me. Ackerman is my only teammate that is here, and I have been given the... Let's go ahead and put him on auto for now. He should be coming back here relatively soon, you would hope, especially with the kind of pace that we are setting. But yeah, Ackerman falling behind me there. At least he didn't take me out with him, but not good. He's over 2 minutes behind. But of course, with a large peloton, that's really only more like 45 seconds or so. He got himself water, and he's back in the group, and he's bringing water up here, so that's good. Let's go and ride with Ackerman as he makes his way back through. Now, there is undulation, and here is that undulation. So you can see it gets up to 9%. It's hefty, and it'll take a bit to get over, but it's well before the finish line. When this is the third of 6 times that we're going to hit it, at some point it's going to do some damage to me though. So that lead group to 6 minutes now. Now I'm not the favorite, so others should be pulling this back, but unfortunately it's looking more and more likely. Now if I had additional teammates, we'd already be working on pulling this back. It's looking likely that they are going to be allowed to take the victory. I'm tempted to, on that next climb, Ackerman and I trying to attack and see if we can't catch those guys, or at least guarantee that 21st, 22nd. But with 115K still to go. Oh, wow, now I have a puncture. This has been the exact opposite of what you would hope. And the gap is quickly out to 10 minutes. We need to attack, and not even just on the climb. We need to attack as soon as I can get back up there. Both of us in full strength, 111K to go. But at 11 minutes, it's quite clear that we need to get to the front. And then can I get Ackerman to attack with me? I'm not sure I can. Can you follow me, please? And I will attack. Others, yeah, they want to follow us. We can get separation. But, if they don't want us to get out of the group, they're not going to let us get out of the group. With 11 minutes and nobody giving chase, what are you to do? Finally, we open up a bit of a gap, and it's very quickly out to 30 seconds. We are going to use up that red bar before we hit the climb. Okay, now we're going to settle in. We'll see what a 78 does. We're out to a minute advantage over the field. Quickly pulling away from them, so that's good. But how's the gap ahead is the one we need to pay attention to. Peloton already well behind in the dust. Not coming down very quickly, the gap to the breakaway though. It is inside 10 minutes. But we can only go so hard so fast to try to pull those guys back, as we have got to save something. There's a little bit of descending here and there. Minor chances to recover. Down to 9.5 minutes. Meanwhile, behind us, it's out to 7. So we do not have to worry about getting caught once again from behind. But we absolutely have to worry about how we manage this, which is not looking great at the moment. We're going to back off some more. Go ahead and get some water. Down to 6 minutes. Down to 5.5. Down to 4.5. We've really closed it down as we go into the penultimate portion of climbing. That descent that'll come up on us here pretty quick will allow us to recover a bit. Starting now. So backing off a little bit. Ackerman gets some recovery in. Just a little bit there. So we are getting mixed recovery now, but it's allowed that front group to get back out to 4 minutes as they have sped up. Okay, my recovery is happening pretty rapidly there. Now Ackerman's is. So a 65 is allowing one rider not to recover while they're on the front, but the other one to recover faster. But it's allowed that front group to get back out to 4:43. So we are going to have to speed up. And just get on with it. At least I'm recovered a bit here. But I don't think we're going to catch them as the gap has opened back up to 5. We had it down to about 3.5. If it was still 3.5, we'd have a small chance. But at 5, I don't think we're going to catch them. Peloton also down to 5. Ackerman's not going to be here much longer. I'm going to be leaving Ackerman behind here soon. 5:12 is the gap. 4 minutes behind. So we're keeping the breakaway at arm's length. They're staying the same distance away. But the chase, peloton, getting closer, closer, and closer. 19K to go. Now no respite, no break. Going solo. Ackerman still ahead of them. 12K to go. Use the arrow while we're on the flat here. 8K to go. Just hanging on. Not catching the front group. More behind than I was. Still ahead of the peloton. It looks like we're going to finish 21st.
He got the better of his breakaway companions to win this race.
Recognize the problem. Couldn't do anything about it. Finished a minute and a half ahead of the peloton. Ackerman, unfortunately, is going to finish behind the peloton. 60th for him. Couldn't quite catch that breakaway. That happens sometimes. And for us, we weren't favorite. So that was never why that one happened. That just happens when you have a bunch of individuals at a race and only one or two teams. And those one or two teams happen to get guys into that breakaway. They don't want to chase, and nobody else has the numbers to chase. And so you get that. You get a breakaway fighting for the win. I was hoping for more this year, especially with that race day condition. The expected was +5. We got the +5, but couldn't do anything with it. With limited World Tour running, I find myself in 52nd in the World Tour rankings, but I've amassed some points there. And a lot of my would-be future teammates are just ahead of me, so they're not necessarily doing much better themselves, and I've done that in very limited World Tour running. Continental, been strong, been dominant, continue to have a lead there by a fair bit. Sam Watson is the closest competitor, and we've seen his ratings. He's a pretty good rider, similar to what I am, but well ahead. Now in the Super Prestige, I'm still up there. Got over 1,000 points. I am 6th now. Having a good season, but we're definitely not at the top. And we're into that World Tour, Grand Tour phase, especially with the second of those 3 coming up, Tour de France here momentarily. And I'm not going to be participating this year in any of them. So with that in mind, we're not going to go forwards. We're going backwards. Roglic has climbed ahead of us now. And others will. Pogacar certainly will climb ahead of us. Bernal looks like, you would expect him to climb ahead of us here at some point. But I do think we've done enough this season, even though I'm going to be quick simming through much of the remainder of it. I think we've still done enough to guarantee a top 25 for the season in the Super Prestige, which is pretty good. And will be entering World Tour come next season. I have one more dossier period coming up, and we'll be putting our points into Bora Hansgrohe again, and we're guaranteed that they will offer a contract now. We've definitely hit that stage, but how much leveling up I'll do the rest of the year, yeah, I don't know. We'll get some turn of the month stuff, so we'll get to level 17, but that's not going to come. That's skill points only. Will we get to 18 by the end of the year? I'm going to say before January. Yes, but before the end of the season, maybe not. Depends on what happens in the few remaining races that we do participate in directly. But like I said, we are putting that foot down on the gas, and we are speeding our way through the remainder of this year and into the next season. As for victories, 17 career, 9 of those have come this season, and that's good. And that's good enough for a podium spot. But again, if we're going into that quick sim through most of the rest of the year, I don't know how many more. We might manage to score 1 or 2, probably at most, over the remaining months. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.